very passionate about family. He doesn't care about acclaim. He doesn't care about fame from being an X-person. He's wonderful. I think he'd be a great leader, very fair, very diplomatic.
I think too. Okay, next question, Cine Net, Irving Torres.
Here. Hi, to Sophie, or Queen by Queen. You're in the most important arc in the X-Men world. You play the most important female character in the X-Men. Are you prepared for all the toxic fandom that this movie will have?
The toxic fandom?
The toxic fandom?
Yeah, I think I'm as prepared as I can be, I think. You know, I think with projects like this, and I think Game of Thrones was a good preparation for this because it has such a cult following, and so there's always there's a toxic fandom that comes with like everything, I think, but I'm prepared. I mean, what I tend to do is just try not to look at comments or Google myself because I know that I'll find something horrible, and so I just don't do it. So I think the best way to cope with that is to just exclude yourself from that. So that's what I do. But I love the fans, and you know, I love hearing from them and their input on the movies. I mean, you know, we've been hearing, and I say we, but I haven't been in X-Men for that long, but you know, Simon and all of them, they've been hearing from you guys for, you know, years and years and years, and they always listen, and they always kind of, you know, take what you say and put it into the next movie of theirs, and so the fans are also people that very much shape this franchise as well. So I mean, I count myself very lucky to have such great fans supporting this movie. And there's only a very small 1% that aren't very nice, but if you just ignore them, then you've got all these great fans and they're wonderful.
Thank you. Cineflex, Oscar Velázquez.
Hola, mi pregunta es, con la experiencia que les dejó grabar X-Men, ¿les gustaría participar en un futuro en proyectos de superhéroes y qué personaje les gustaría interpretar? Sería mi pregunta. ¿Y qué experiencia les dejó como tal la película? Ya habías grabado una, pero ella es un personaje nuevo, entonces me gustaría saber su opinión de las dos. Gracias.
I thought I spoke Spanish for a second. I was like, What was the question?
The question is, what was your experience being in X-Men? Because she has been already, but you is the first time. And if you were in another superhero movie, which one would you guys like to? Which character would you guys like to interpret?
So what was great about joining this group is it's a group of people who've been making these movies for so long, so they're like a family, and I got to be a guest kind of in this group, and also it was fun because James McAvoy and I, we've been friends for a long time, we've worked together a lot, and when I got on set, you know, he was a bit serious, which surprised me. He was really into the Professor X role. And so Sophie and I kind of like got to tease him a little bit and play jokes on him, but it really felt fun. It felt very welcoming and very happy, you know, and not tortured, which is a great set to be on when it doesn't feel that way. And then I can't speak to which comic book or superhero character I'd like to play, because the second I do, there will be articles following me around for 10 years saying Jessica's asking to play this role. But instead I can tell you that Sophie gave me the best superhero name, and I think we need to make a movie based on it called Lady Red Danger. So I think that would be a good, yeah. That's great.
We'll talk to Simon.
Siguiente tomatazos, Gabriel Escogido. Gabriel.
Hi girls, how are you? Thank you so much for coming to Mexico again. My question was about working on set, because I know there are a lot of special effects in this movie. So how do you sort of put your mind on set about the amazing things that are happening, and if there are enough things that are practical sort of for you to imagine, and Is that really, really challenging? Because I know that, again, Jessica, this is your first time working on this kind of big production. Thank you.
Do you have experience, I mean, in your last movie, was there a lot of green screen?
No, not as much for me. This was the first time I even went on wires for this movie. So you've had more experience than I have in that sense, on the wires.
Yeah, I did a lot of wire work in the film The Martian, where all that zero gravity stuff of me floating through the tubes, that was all done on wires, and I love it because it's so much fun.
Yeah.
The thing that was a bit difficult for me was being in a room like 4 times this size with the ceiling so high, and at the end of the movie, and it's all green, you're like in a green bubble. And at the end of the movie, Sophie and I are together on wires, and we're just way up, and spinning around in a circle, and wearing these really uncomfortable special effects outfits that are not flattering, let me tell you. And that was a bit daunting to me, because you're trying to figure out, well, what's happening? And it's something I've learned on this movie is when you're making the film, you can ask as many questions as you want, and you can prepare as much as you want, but you really don't know what it's going to be until you see the film. And that was my experience on this, especially the ending of the film. When I saw it, I was like, oh, that's what they decided to do. And that's a new way of working, but I like working in all ways, so I was happy to do it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Siguiente pregunta, ventaneando, Ricardo González. Ricardo.
Hi you guys, welcome to Mexico. Well, you both are such a beautiful women and huge actresses, but this movie is about the dark side of everything. So I'd like to know what's the dark side of being a celebrity, because we all want to know everything about you, but sometimes you don't want us to know everything about you. So what's the dark side of it?
Well, I think, you know, being a celebrity and being an actor, they kind of cancel each other out. Like, you can't really. The problem with being an actor is, like, I think if you do gain attention, then it's far more difficult for people to see you kind of dissolve into your roles. And so I think, you know, the more celebrity there is to you, the kind of less diverse as an actor you can be, because people will only see you as your name rather than the character and who they are. And so that kind of inhibits people seeing you as you want them to see you. So that, I would say, is kind of a shitty side of being. I don't even think I can call myself a celebrity.
Yes, you can. Sophie Turner, Game of Thrones, and Dark Phoenix. You're a celebrity. You're a celebrity. For me, I would answer that question, the dark side of it being the privacy issue and understanding, in some sense, you're going to have to disappoint people, like a lot of journalists, because sometimes they ask you questions that, if it was just me and someone having lunch, I would feel very comfortable answering. But when it's a situation where, okay, I know millions of people or hundreds of thousands of people might read something, you have to also protect the audience as an actor. So the more that the audience learns about my life, the less that they will be able to have the movie experience, and have that be pure. And then also, you know, I'm a mom, and I'm really protective of my daughter, and that's something that makes me crazy if someone tries to take a picture of her. I go, it makes me nuts. So that's, for me, that's the darkest part of being a celebrity. But there's a lot of good parts of, like, yesterday we got to meet a lot of fans, and
that was awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was great.
Thank you. Okay, siguiente pregunta, tiempo libre, Isaac Richard.
Over here. Given that X-Men is such a huge franchise that has existed in comic books and an animated television series and several movies, these characters have been around for a long time, and there's a lot of people who have seen different versions of them and have several expectations of what these characters are going to be. My question is, how do you find a balance between meeting the expectations of who these characters are in the minds of fans and what you want to bring to these roles?
Well, for me, I've always felt like if I do, basically it's my job to kind of represent the script and the producers and the directors' ideas for that. If it's based off of, a real life person, then it's, a different conversation, but, the script is kind of, for me, it's my Bible. And so, of course, I take into consideration, past performances of maybe the role, like Famke, and I've had discussions with her, and, going back over kind of the source material. But really, when it comes down to it, if I give a performance that is more true to past iterations of Jean rather than true to the script, then it's just going to look strange and off. And so the script I see as my Bible, but definitely fans have an influence over my performance in one way or another, for sure.
Siguiente pregunta, super estéreo. Gerardo López.
Mi pregunta es, si tuvieran algún poder en la vida real, como los hombres mutantes, ¿qué poder tendrían? ¿Y qué tanto aprendieron una de la otra durante la filmación de esta película?
The question is, if you had a power, like an X-Men power or a super, which would it be? And the second one, la segunda cuál era?
¿Qué tanto aprendieron una de la otra?
And how much did you learn from each other during this film?
Do we have to choose X-Men powers that they already have, or can we create our own X-Men powers?
New ones.
Okay, I've thought about this a lot. My power would be, there's two. First, it would be to, this is gonna be super cheesy, but in some way to create a power where people are interested in listening to other people and understanding where they come from and having a dialogue. And I truly believe that participating in that and listening to people, you create love, you create tolerance, you create compassion, all of that. I also am interested in stopping time. Yeah, but that was not as compassionate to say. So I like the both of them.
Mine would be, well, my first one would be similar to Jess's. I think she makes a really good point. I think, people having compassion for one another would stop a lot of disagreements. And then I would also like to eat as much spaghetti as possible and not gain weight ever, but eat it all day long, 24 hours, wouldn't stop.
That's a good one.
That's the dream.
Okay, siguiente pregunta, expansión, Enrique Navarro.
Hello.
Enrique.
Sophie, you have said Sansa Stark kind of spoiled you as a new actress because in this industry it's kind of difficult to find such as female characters as intelligent and strong and empowered Sansa. So I wonder how those dark feelings fit in your goals as an actress.
Well, I think when I said that, I think I meant that I was more spoiled by the incredible writing and the arc of the character, and I think, it's also fun to play women who aren't strong, who aren't empowered, who are vulnerable, and so I'm always open to playing very different kinds of women, but I was very much spoiled by the first project that I worked on, having such excellent writers and directors and kind of everything. So, going into X-Men, I was just really excited because I got to play another great character with a really rich, long story arc that you see in this movie especially, and a really kind of three-dimensional character that isn't, you know, like the assistant, the receptionist, the girlfriend, you know. It was really fun to be able to play a kind of character that is so well-rounded and so thought out. And I think that's where I was spoiled, by having a really kind of brilliant character with a rich storyline that was really well thought out.
Siguiente pregunta, sin éxtasis, Jaime Rosales.
Okay, Victoria, right? They usually ask you about your similarities with your own character. But what are your differences besides the superpowers, besides the mental issues? What are your differences with your characters?
I'm completely different from my character. Because I have human needs that she doesn't, and she thinks in a way that it's even difficult to comprehend because it's otherworldly, and it's a very logical, clinical, but at the same time without empathy and compassion. So I would say that would be a huge difference. Because I think for me, I tend to go the other way. Rather than thinking in a clinical way, I try to think in the most loving way.
I don't know, what's my differences? It's very early. My differences with my character. I mean, there's something that I was going to say, but I think would give away the end to a little bit of the ending to the movie, so let me think about something else. I don't have red hair. It is a difference.
Ok. Siguiente pregunta, TVC, Manuel Romero. Emanuel.
Hey girls, welcome to Mexico. I'm Emmanuel. I'm so curious about this thing. Now that Disney owns Fox, we have lots of possibilities. You know, we have the Time Stone, for example. So we would like to be involved in a universe with the Avengers, for example, being, of course, the X-Men.
I think it would be fun. I think, you know, there's the Avengers were kind of always seen as superheroes, and the X-Men at the beginning were never really seen as superheroes and were very much kind of shunned from society. And so it would be two very different backgrounds to kind of work with in terms of where society stands and stood on mutants or people, you know, with superpowers. So there'd be a bit of figuring out to do there, but I think it would be wonderful, you know. I love the Avengers. I think they're great movies with great actors and very diverse, and I would love to be a part of that.
Siguiente pregunta, Frecuencia Geek, Alberto Marín.
Hi. Considering the role you play in the movie, and considering all these critics and claims about the lack of strong women in superhero movies, you as an audience, which depths and nuances and sides of the women in power would you like to see as an audience, as a mother, so that other women want to be like that portrayed in the movies?
I really like it when I see flawed characters, when I see female characters. You know, it used to be like, oh, please be a female character that isn't the prop of the male character. Like, she's her own person, she has her own desires, her own needs. And now I'm saying too, when you look at cinema, maybe this is also why I love foreign cinema so much, because the female characters are so interesting and complex, just like male characters are, just like men and women are in real life. And I think, for me, what's so interesting about this film, and about what Sophie does, is, you know, the heroes in this film do complicated things, and the villains in this film do actually very empowering and inspiring things. And it goes to show that to be a human being isn't to be one thing. There's so many layers of being human, and women are human, so I want to see that in our media.
Thank you. Y nuestra última pregunta para Mundo Ejecutivo, Stephen Vázquez. Stephen?
Hey dears.
Over there. It's the last question.
My question is, what is the difference between this adaptation of Dark Phoenix Saga and the first adaptation we see in X-Men: The Last Stand? Thank you.
No spoilers. I think the main difference is that, and this is, Simon felt quite strongly about this, is why we're doing this again, is because The Last Stand, the Dark Phoenix storyline was a subplot, and it's one of the most revered storylines in the X-Men comics, and so he felt like it didn't deserve to be a subplot, it deserved to be the main plot. And so that's what we wanted to do. We felt like we didn't give Jean enough time. We didn't give her the story arc that she properly needed in The Last Stand, and so this was kind of our do-over, and I think we've kind of done it right this time by making her plot the main plot. Thank you.
Well, ladies, thank you so much for this, and we have finished. So, muchas gracias. Gracias.
Por favor, sabemos que es hacia atrás. Por favor, háganse para atrás, por favor. Con orden. Muchas gracias.
Yeah. Here, please.
Listo, chicos, muchísimas gracias. Gracias por venir.